Okay, welcome to another video. So today we're going to review just the preterite tense. If you're looking for a preterite versus imperfect comparison, that's a different video. This one, we're going to practice just conjugating the preterite tense. So let's jump right into it. Same format as always. I'm going to read in English, pause the video, take a second, try and write it out, and then see if you get it correct or not. Number one, numero uno. Yesterday, I ate pizza with my friends. Okay, so for this one, the verb is comer, and then it's I ate in the past. So we're going to put ayer is yesterday, and then comí. And this comí should have a tilde on the I, emphasizing the I. I ate pizza con mis amigos. And then boom, it's going to fix it for us. So ayer comí pizza con mis amigos. Número dos. We lived in Madrid for 2 years. Okay, so here, live is vivir, so we lived in the preterite is vivimos en Madrid por 2 años. Let's see if cool. Again, años, not a word we want to put, años is correct. You can look up what ano means in your free time. So vivimos en Madrid por 2 años. Número tres. She spoke to her professor after class. Okay, so here to speak is hablar, and then it's ella, so it's ella, and then in the preterite, habló con su profesor después de clase. Alright, so después has the tilde, habló, boom, tilde as well. Remember, he, she, or it, él, ella, o usted, the O gets a tilde in the preterite. Número cuatro, number 4. I went to the supermarket this morning. Okay, so this verb is ir. And remember, ir is one of our irregulars. And it's completely irregular. It doesn't follow any of the normal irregular rules. So I went, ir in the past is going to be fui al supermercado esta mañana, and then mañana, if it does, cool, gets a tilde. All right, so fui, remember, can also be ser in the past, but here it's movement. I went in the past, so fui al supermercado esta mañana. I went there this morning. Número 5, number 5, they had a lot of work yesterday. Okay. So we're going to just use eos for this one, assuming it's men and women. Remember, that becomes masculine even if it's a group of men and women. So it's eos. And then the verb is tener. Now remember, tener is one of our uv irregulars. So ellos tuvieron mucho trabajo ayer. All right, and because it has that, remember that focus word, ayer, that tells us that it was completed yesterday, right? They had a lot of work yesterday, they finished it, so it's in the past one time, the preterite. Número 6, you did the homework very fast. Okay, so here our verb is going to be hacer, and then it's an irregular, so it's hiciste la tarea muy rápido, and here we're using rapido, like that, because rapido is an adverb. So adverbs don't change according to, well, it's an adverb, so a verb can't be gender. So for that reason, it wouldn't be rápida, because we're not describing the homework, la tarea, we're describing the action of doing the work fast. So for that reason, it's rápido. Número 7. We were able to finish the project on time. Okay, so this one's kind of cool because we have both the preterite being used as well as the infinitive. So let's jump right into it, see how you did. So we were able to comes from the verb poder. All right, poder is that O to U change. So it's pudimos terminar el proyecto a tiempo. All right, a tiempo would be on time. So pudimos, we were able to, or we were able is pudimos, And then to finish is going to be our terminar, which is right here. Remember that to finish is the infinitive. El proyecto a tiempo is on time in Spanish. So, pudimos terminar el proyecto a tiempo. Número 8, number 8. He put the keys on the table. All right, so here the verb is poner, to put. Remember, though, it's one of those irregulars again. So, él puso las llaves sobre la mesa. And then they're not going to help me out with tildes here either. There should be tildes there as well. Él puso las llaves sobre la mesa. All right. Número 9, number 9. I discovered the truth yesterday. All right, so I discovered in the past, the verb is descubrir. All right, it's not a regular. That's just a regular verb. So it's descubrir la verdad ayer. And then descubrir, yep, gets that tilde. Cool. La verdad ayer. Again, one-time action being completed. All of these are really one-time actions completed one time. He put the keys, that was one time. They finished the project on time, one time. All right, so something to keep in mind when we're doing the preterite is why are we using it with these sentences? Because they're all finished in the past, right? There's no continuing action. One time, I discovered the truth. That one time was yesterday. Número 10. Número 10. They came to the party Saturday. All right, so for this one, we're going to pretend it's a group of girls. You could have put a group of guys or a mixed group. We're going to put ellas. And then to come is the verb, which is venir. That's an irregular one as well. So ellas vinieron a la fiesta el sábado. Ellos vinieron a la fiesta el sábado. Número 11. They said the correct answer. Whoops, lost you there. They said the correct answer. All right, for this one, again, I'll pick a group of all men this time because I just did all women. So we'll do ellos, and then the verb to say is decir. Decir is one of those J verbs. So it's dijeron. Remember, it's not dijeron, like a lot of our irregulars will be with ellos o ellas. The ones that have the J's, you get rid of the I. So it's ellos dijeron la respuesta correcta. And this one, earlier the adverb, we didn't change masculine or feminine because it's connected to a verb. This is an adjective connected to a noun. La respuesta es femenina. So for that reason, we put correcta. Número 12. Juan was the winner. Okay, so this one, little tricky. This one is ser or a star, right? This is to be in the past. So we're going to use ser for this one because it's the explanation. He was the winner. All right? So Juan was the winner. We know our verb is ser. So we're going to put Juan, and now we conjugate it like we did earlier for ir. All right, so Juan fue el ganador. He was the winner. All right, it's kind of a tough one. You just got to keep that in mind. They translate exactly the same, ser and ir in the preterite. Number 13, I was at home all day. Okay, so now we're using ser star, but this is how you feel, where you are, or I guess in the past, where you were. And where were you? At home. So this is going to be a star now. So we're going to a little ser star practice here as well. How do you like that? So it's yo, and then a star is one of those V's. So it's estuve en casa todo el día. All right, and then dia gets that. So yo estuve en casa todo el día is I was at home all day. Número 14, number 14. She brought food for everyone. Okay, so for this one, the verb is traer. This is another one of those irregulars with the J. So we're going to put ella trajo comida para todos. All right, ella trajo comida. Traer gets the J. Happened in the past one time. She brought the food for everyone when? Yesterday. last week, on the 13th of April 2015, whatever it is an action that was completed in the past. There's no continual happening with this action. It's just a one-time thing. And then you read the book in a week. All right, we'll do leíste el libro en una semana. Leíste is good like that. So, you read the book in a week. Happened when? That one time in that 1 week. It's completed. It's in the past. There is no continuation of it. So for that reason, it is the preterite. That is how you conjugate it. And those are all 15. Let's head on up. Just make sure you got them all. All right. Next steps, as always, like I continue to say, write some phrases out in the past and use some of those focus words that I put in the first video on the preterite, just so that way you know you're handling it correctly. After that, watch something in Spanish, listen to something in Spanish, read something in Spanish, and try and identify when the preterite is used, how it's conjugated, what the subject is, what the verb is, and make sure it aligns with your believing on the preterite tense and when it's supposed to be used. Any questions, leave them in the comments. Have a good rest of your day. Thanks for coming out.